Wow, what a week in the markets, folks. The Dow Jones Futures are on the move, and we're seeing some major developments. This video was created by AI, but all information is pulled directly from top financial news sources including Yahoo Finance and CNBC. So everything you hear is real and up to date. Now let's dive into the news. Trump's recent threat to the Strait of Hormuz has sent shockwaves through the market. Look, this is a big deal, and it's not just about the oil prices. The implications are far-reaching. Honestly, it's a complex situation, but we'll break it down for you. Here is the thing: the CPI inflation numbers are due out soon, and they're going to be a big factor in the Fed's decision-making process. Well, we know that Fed officials are still forecasting a rate cut this year, despite the war impacts. That's right, folks, a rate cut. Now, this is a bold move, but it's based on the latest minutes from the Fed meeting. Now, let's talk about some of the big movers in the market. Nvidia, the chipmaker, is set to release its latest earnings report, and we're expecting big things. This company has been on fire lately, with its stock up over 50% in the past year. Honestly, it's an impressive run, and we're excited to see what the future holds. Look, another company that's been making waves is Performance Food Group, or PFGC. Now, their Q4 earnings report was just released, and we're seeing some mixed signals. Well, the company beat earnings expectations, but the revenue was a bit of a miss. So what does this mean for investors? Honestly, it's a tough call, but we'll give you our take. Here is the thing: the stock market is all about making informed decisions, and that's what we're here to help you with. Now, let's talk about Driven Brands, or DRVN. Their Q3 earnings report was just released, and we're seeing some promising signs. The company is expanding its operations, and the revenue is on the rise. Well, this could be a good opportunity for investors, but we need to take a closer look. Now, I know some of you may be thinking about selling YETI, and honestly, we don't blame you. The stock has been underperforming lately, and there are some concerns about the company's future prospects. But before you make any decisions, let's take a closer look at the numbers. Well, the company's revenue has been declining, and the competition is getting fiercer. Honestly, it's a tough market out there, and YETI needs to adapt. Look, but here is the thing: there are always opportunities in the market, and we need to be looking for the next big thing. Now, Ray Dalio, the founder of Bridgewater Associates, is saying that the Trump-Xi meeting is going to focus on trade and capital flows. This is a big deal, folks, and it could have major implications for the global economy. Well, now, let's talk about some of the other news that's been making headlines. Intel is expanding its partnership with Google Cloud, and this is a big deal for the tech industry. The company's stock is up over 10% in the past month, and we're expecting even more growth. Honestly, this is a company to watch, and we're excited to see what the future holds. Here is the thing: the market is always changing, and we need to be adapting. Now, the offbeat Wall Street research firm that sent an analyst to the Strait of Hormuz has some interesting insights. The analyst learned that the situation is more complex than we thought, and there are some major risks involved. Well, honestly, this is a wake-up call, and we need to be paying attention. Look, folks, the market is a wild ride, and we're just along for the ride. But with the right information and insights, we can make informed decisions and come out on top. Honestly, it's not always easy, but it's worth it. Now, we know that the Fed officials are still forecasting a rate cut this year, despite the war impacts. Well, this is a bold move, and we'll be watching it closely. Here is the thing: the market is all about opportunities, and we need to be looking for the next big thing. Now, we're expecting big things from Nvidia, and we're excited to see what the future holds. Honestly, this is a company to watch, and we're confident that it will continue to grow. Well, now let's summarize the key points. The Dow Jones Futures are on the move, and we're seeing some major developments. Honestly, the CPI inflation numbers are due out soon, and they're going to be a big factor in the Fed's decision-making process. Look, Nvidia is set to release its latest earnings report, and we're expecting big things. Performance food group and driven brands are also making waves in the market. Here is the thing, folks, the market is a complex place and we need to be informed. Now, we're here to help you make sense of it all, and we're confident that with the right insights, you can make informed decisions. Honestly, it's not always easy, but it's worth it. Well, now, go out there and crush it. Like and subscribe for more content.